A grown man got on a plane, flew to a 500-year-old castle in the countryside to fix a marriage. Let me say that again. To fix a marriage. Not his marriage, but his brother's. And he brought the receipts, supposedly. Hey, welcome back to Reality Recaps Unfiltered. I'm Ruby, and this is where your guilty pleasures gets the deep dive it deserves. No filter, no sugarcoating, and no pretending like I'm neutral, because I'm not. Today we're back in the Thornberry Castle for 90 Day The Last Resort, Season 3, Episode 11, called The Last Night Standing, which aired last night on TLC. Now let's go through these 6 couples. You have Patrick and Thaís, Kara and Guillermo, Paola and Russ, Sarper and Shekinah, Jenny and Sumit, and last, but by no means least, Rebecca and Zied. And nobody's getting skipped today, so let's get into it. Let's start with the grenade that's been waiting to explode. You know who I'm talking about, Patrick and Thaís, and Patrick's brother, John. Patrick invites John to the castle to join therapy to finally fix things with Thaís. Patrick's own words, it's like inviting a bull into a china shop. He said that out loud before John even landed, and then he did it anyway. And John does not come to heal. He comes with a folder. He's been talking to Thaís' dad back in Brazil. Apparently, they're very, very good friends the way that John describes it. And he says, John, things aren't adding up. Why did Thaís have secret surgery back in Brazil? And when she tells Patrick about every other procedure that she does, was there an X in the club in Brazil? Thaís said it wasn't a club, it was a burger place. And her 2-year-old daughter, Elise, was right there with her. So what is John's problem? And then John raises his voice, and Thaís screams, which I fully understand, and she's gone, straight out of that room. And Patrick turns on his own brother and tells him never to talk to his wife like that again. Now, let me give John a fair read because somebody has to, so what better person than me? John isn't wrong that Thaís is keeping things in the dark. A surgery, yes, she hid it from him. A trip, she's foggy on. He didn't invent the smoke. He flew across the world because he believes his little brother is being lied to. And that's not even the case. But here's the thing. You can be right about the question and still be the villain of the room. John didn't come for an answer. He came to win. You do not open with saying respect is earned to the woman whose house you've been eating at for free for the last 2 years, Johnny boy. And let's go back 1 week, the puppet show. Thaís acted out the one thing she wanted, for John to treat her like she's family, in front of her daughter no less. She told everybody exactly what she needed. She raised it with a sock in her hand, and John flew in and did the precise opposite on camera. That's not a misunderstanding anymore. That's a man who heard her and chose not to. And the internet has already picked a side, by the way. Of course, it's always going to happen. Half of the comments are calling John a hero for saying the thing Patrick won't. The other half want him escorted out of the castle by a knight. Off with his head. I keep landing on the crack right between the two. And that's usually where the truth lies. Somewhere in the middle, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's switch things to Kara and Guillermo, whose homework this week was to pretend that they had just met. Oh boy. I love this exercise, but at the same time, I hate it. The therapist sent them on a first date. Total strangers, clean slate, no history, flowers, bikes, a picnic in a field. And for about 20 minutes, it's adorable. It's so awesome. You'd think that Kara and Guillermo may actually fix things, but that is not the case. Kara tells him that she likes to sing and that she studied in China and speaks Chinese. Guillermo tells her he loves his son and he kayaks. And then Guillermo mentions he's going to buy a motorcycle when they get home. And the pretending just dies because Kara says, that motorcycle that my friend gave you has been sitting in our shed for 3 years. Why not fix that up? You cannot play act strangers on top of a 5-year real mortgage. And it turns into an actual fight. Kara put the down payment on the house. She wants him off of the deed. She says he's dropping money on a bike while she is drowning. New baby, 2 jobs, running the whole household. Well, Kara, don't you have your OnlyFans where... Never mind. She's running, quote, the whole household. Guillermo says that he provides the insurance and he gave her everything he had. He was in a brand new country, still learning how it all works. And both of those things are true. That's the part nobody wants to sit with. He did show up in ways he knew how. And still, it wasn't the way she needed him. Kara says flat out, definitely no second date. Knowing these two have already split since filming, yeah, you could see that in the picnic basket. Okay, how about Paola and Russ now? And this one is quiet, which is so much scarier. Paola says she's not even angry anymore. She's just sad. She uses the phrase life support. And then she goes one worse. She says there is no distance left to fight across. There's just a flat line. And I have defended Paola all season for going and getting information before she made a decision, but this is the first week she doesn't sound like a woman who's deciding. She sounds like a woman who already knows the answer. All she has left is faith in the therapy and whatever tomorrow brings. When the yelling stops and it goes calm, that is not peace, ladies and gentlemen. That is the monitor going flat. Okay, my so favorite couple, not really, Sarper and Shekinah, and the wheels come off all the way. Shekinah will not apologize to Thaís. She says Thaís came for her first, and she calls her, quote, a psycho. And she turns to the one person who's supposed to be in her corner, and she finds Sarper tired of it. Sarper tells her, for the first time in your life, follow my lead. And Shekinah says the word that ends the whole conversation. She feels unsafe. And instead of healing it, Sarper's answer is basically fine. Let's be finished and go back to America. I don't blame him. Shekinah's line is the one I cannot stop thinking about. She is a cancer in the group. Why do I have to go? And somewhere in there is a real person who genuinely feels ganged up on. But you cannot spend every episode swinging and then call the room unsafe the second it swings back, Shekinah. I'm silenced, she said. Sis, we can hear you all the way. That's kind of the problem. Go out and touch grass, Shekinah. Okay, let's get into Jenny and Sumit. 15 years. I'll say that again. 15 years. And Jenny sits down with the therapist and says the quiet part out loud. Marriage doesn't seem to mean anything to her husband. And Sumit's whole defense is that he's just being honest now. But Jenny names it exactly. He lies to her, and he lies to his parents, all to, quote, keep the peace. That is the entire 15 years in one sentence. He's not cruel. He just never once let her be the person he tells the truth to first. Plain and simple. Now, with Rebecca and Zied, who are barely speaking after the whole puppet show fallout, Rebecca hates the silence. But she also flatly does not think she should have to be the one to apologize. Her read on the whole marriage, if I'm not a real wife, then maybe he's out there looking for the right one. And then, pure Rebecca, he needs his ass kicked. That's the solution for everything. Oh my God. Beneath that joke is a woman who would rather swing than say sorry. Married to a man who would rather sulk than say what he needs. Two people waiting for each other, one to go first. The standoff has a timer on it, ladies and gentlemen, and that timer is almost done. All right, let me land this chaotic plane. who is actually going to leave the Thornberry Castle together? My take is Patrick and Thaís. Only if Patrick keeps choosing his wife over his brother. And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think he can. Kara and Guillermo? I think we all know the answer to that. Paola and Russ? She already said flatline, and I believe her. Sarper and Shekinah? You cannot fix a room you've declared your enemy. Plain and simple. Jenny and Sumit, they will stay together and the line will stay right there with them. It's only the honest truth. Lastly, Rebecca and Zied. Somebody has to blink first and neither one of them are willing to do it. Full couple rankings and the takes too spicy for YouTube are on the Patreon link. Fan, superfan, executive producer, click the link below for more details. Now, tell me in the comments, was John protecting his brother or blowing up his brother's marriage? Because I've argued both sides to myself, and I want to hear what you think. I'll see you next week. Thank you for listening to Reality Recaps Unfiltered. I am your host, Ruby, and you have a great day.